In this video, we will go through all the statuses the beneficiary holds in the entire workflow of the scheme. The first beneficiary status is empty. This implies that the bank details of the beneficiary have not yet been entered in Nikshay. Once the bank details of the beneficiary have been entered in Nikshay, the status changes to entered. This is the second status. The bank details are not verified with the bank yet, but they have been entered. After being entered, the bank details are sent by Nikshay automatically for validation to the Public Finance Management System or PFMS, which is the payment platform for the government for any benefits. The beneficiary status shown in Nikshay as sent. The next stage is of validation. The PFMS checks the bank details entered in Nikshay. If the details are correct, the status for the patient shown in Nikshay is validated. If the details are incorrect due to any errors at the time of seeding, the bank account details are rejected. The status of the beneficiary is rejected. The user needs to check rejection reason and take necessary action. This rejection reason can be accessed from two places. On the top section after clicking on Edit button on the DBT page and from Beneficiary Register on Nikshay Reports. There is one more status of the beneficiary called as not validated. Let's say you enter a patient's bank account details today. He or she comes to you after a week requesting you to change his account details because he wants to give alternate account details. If you edit the patient's details, his status will be not validated only if the previous beneficiary status is validated, because in this case the District Tuberculosis Office or DTO will have to approve the change with an OTP validation from the registered mobile number of DTO. Only then will it be sent to the PFMS for validation. Once validated, the status changes to entered. To process benefit via Nikshay, the beneficiary should be validated by the PFMS. Validation by the PFMS is a one-time activity. The patient's details need to be entered just once on the Nikshay portal, and there onwards, after validation is completed, the payments can be made to the beneficiary's account simply by the click of a button. Once you enter the beneficiary account details, at midnight, Nikshay automatically sends the beneficiary bank account details to the PFMS. After that, the PFMS sends the bank account details of the beneficiary to the respective banks for validation. A response from the bank is received by the PFMS. PFMS in turn forwards that response to Nikshay. If PFMS rejects a beneficiary for any reason such as incorrect bank account number or IFSC code, then the user needs to correct the details in Nikshay so that it can be resent to PFMS. When the beneficiary's details are sent to the PFMS, the patient's details cannot be edited because it is under validation. However, once the response is received, that is either if the bank account details are validated or rejected, you can then edit the bank account details. DTO's approval is required when any edit is being made in only the validated beneficiaries. This completes the video on determining the beneficiary status.